With the healthcare reform bill being passed, the next big issue needing attention is immigration reform. Immigration has long been a vital part of the success of our country and has allowed millions of people into America and granted them citizenship. Because of this, millions of people will leave their home countries every year and immigrate to the United States in hopes of capitalizing on the opportunities America provides. Most of these individuals are hardworking people who contribute to the greater good of this country, but at the same time, there is also an increasing problem with illegal immigration. While there are those illegal immigrants who enter the country simply looking to better their lives, there is also a growing population of illegal immigrants who are causing crimes. On Fox News, recent events such as the Arizona rancher who was recently shot and killed by a suspected illegal immigrant proves that there is an ever-increasing need to address this issue. According to James Swigart of the Middletown Journal, the responsibility to police immigration currently falls under civil law and is therefore enforced by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Because of this, deputies across America are only allowed to arrest immigrants who commit some other crime, and then they must turn the matter over to the correct authorities. This is a flaw in our system because the number of illegal immigrants severely outnumbers the number of Border Patrol agents and custom agents. In an article by Deborah White explaining illegal immigration, she states that 75% of undocumented immigrants enter our country by crossing the southern border of the U.S. Of this 75%, half of them come from Mexico and the other come from South American countries. While these numbers do not account for the total number of illegal immigration in the U.S., the fact that 3/4 of illegal immigrants enter by crossing the U.S.-Mexico border shows that something must be done to strengthen our border security. Some illegal immigrants gain entry to our country by simply walking across unmonitored portions of the border or by building homemade rafts to float up from Mexico to Cuba. A rough estimate from 2000 stated that 880,000 illegal immigrants were caught trying to cross the U.S.-Mexico border and were sent back. Another major issue regarding illegal immigration is that they often take jobs away from Americans. Research by Wagner recently stated that between 4 and 6 million jobs have been filled with illegal immigrant workers. This issue gets even more complex when you consider the effects immigrants have on the wages paid to jobs. Skilled trades that used to be paid $20 an hour have been flooded with illegal immigrants that have agreed to work for half the price. This is a win-win situation for the immigrant who would be making 4 times as much as they would in Mexico, and the boss who would be cutting his payroll expenses almost in half. In addition, most of the time when a company hires illegal immigrants, they are doing so under the table so as not to be detected by the federal government. Because of this, they estimate that annually the federal government is being shorted roughly $30 billion of income tax. The third major issue with illegal immigration is the crime that comes along with it. A recent article done by Junus, looking into the reason for the killing of a rancher in Arizona, stated that the day before his death, the brother of the rancher caught a group of illegal immigrants carrying 280 pounds of marijuana and had them arrested by the Border Patrol. For those illegal immigrants who cannot find normal 9-to-5 jobs, it is often an illegal drug scheme as their new line of work. In addition, entering our country illegally with very little to no money can often lead to desperate times, resulting in more crimes. In order for this to be controlled, I would recommend action to be taken on both the state and federal level. First and foremost, on the state level, I think it is imperative that we pass a bill giving our police officers, sheriffs, and deputies the ability to detain and prosecute illegal immigrants. As stated in the article by Pack and Swigart, I understand that the laws passed in Arizona have recently been subject to extreme backlash as people are comparing to the laws to racial profiling and racism. Because of this, my suggestion would be to eliminate the ability for in-state officers to stop people they suspect of being illegal immigrants and give them the power to investigate citizenship when dealing with other issues. With this law being put into place, not only would we be able to capture and deport those who are hired here illegally, but this would also help to control the actions of illegal immigrants to help reduce the crime and violence that comes from their population. In addition, I second an idea proposed by State Representative Courtney Combs, who is in support of requiring public and private employers to check Social Security numbers of new hires against the E-Verify system to confirm they are in the country legally. This would come with some opposition from employers, but in the long run would benefit the U.S. as a nation. It could be controlled on both the state and federal level and would assist both on the state and federal government in generating more tax money from payroll taxes. In addition to the extra money being made, it would also free up jobs for actual American citizens to fill. Last but not least, we need to turn our focus to the root of the problem, our lack of border security. This will undoubtedly be the most costly and probably difficult part of the reform, but at the same time, it is the most vital to the success of the immigration reform. Without securing and efficiently controlling the border, we will not be able to stop the constant flow of illegal immigrants crossing into our country, and therefore will be dealing with a never-ending problem. At the same time, with the proposal of a bill that would allow our federal government to construct a new secure border, we would be able to eliminate new immigrants from crossing the southern border. This proposal would come with criticism, as many people see securing our border as a losing investment, but with the current technology we have available, it is absolutely securable. A combination of high fences, sharp objects, a deep moat, and surveillance equipment, we would finally make our border one that could be easily regulated. Installing this wall would come with a hefty cost, but the return on investment would only continue to grow over the years. Illegal immigration would reduce exponentially, giving American citizens the jobs they deserve at the hourly rates they should be paid. At the same time, it would provide government funding through taxes and allow politicians to focus on addressing the inner issues of our nation as opposed to focusing on the problems that come from the outside. The combination of these three proposals comes with minimal costs and maximum rewards. Allowing state officers to contribute to the efforts of the outmanned Border Patrol will help provide the manpower needed to police our country from border to border. At the same time, cracking down on the number of illegal immigrants filling jobs is something that will help the average American citizen have a better chance of getting a job and will punish fraudulent corporations who hire illegal workers to contribute to their own profit. Of course, the biggest investment of the three, building a secure border, would in the long run provide our nation with the biggest return on investment.